YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, host of When Persona Interviews, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And oh my God, it's 2021, guys. I don't think did I do a New Year's? Did I do a New Year? I did like a New Year's Eve stream. But then I didn't stream nothing else after that. I didn't do a New Year's Day or a New Year stream. So this is the first podcast of 2021. The first 2021 episode of When Persona Speaks. And I gotta say, man, I'm grateful for all of you, all the support that I get on my channel. You guys are great, amazing. And I gotta be honest, man, taking that break during Christmas and New Year's, took a nice break and, relaxed and refreshed and whatnot. It was good. It was good, man. It was much needed for sure. And, but it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to be back. I ain't gonna lie, the last week or so, the last 2 weeks, gaming news has been bone dry. I am talking, it ain't been nothing substantial. But week by week, things tend to either be good or bad when it comes to gaming news. It's either dry, it's either a lot of news, it's too much news, or it's not enough news, right? And we got some good topics today, man, that I can't wait to talk to y'all about, especially a surprise topic with everybody's favorite studio, everybody's favorite game. Yes, you guessed it, Cyberpunk. Yes, you guessed it, CD Projekt Red. That is going to be, I can't wait, because they definitely said some pretty interesting stuff today, literally like 20, no bullshit, like 20, 30 minutes ago. Hey, Nariko, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. But yo, before I get into anything, let me shout out the chat, man. Yo, Star Guardian, what is good, man? Rollo God in the building. Nariko, what's up? Sinister, what is good? El Matador, what's good? Buck Rogers in the building. What is going on? What's going on? Who else? Stardust, Acero, what's good? ISA in the building. What is good? Logical Nonsense, what is good? Who else is here? Quanvo in the building. We had the early birds. Caleb was here early. Corey was here as well, man. Man, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Caution in the building. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Big shout out to all of y'all, man. Round of applause for the people in the, hold up. Oh, I almost pressed the wrong thing. Round of applause for the people in the chat. I said round of applause for the people in the chats. Yo, listen, man, I am excited, man. Yo, Saber, what's good, man? I'm excited because we really have not been getting a lot of news. So I'm glad that we got like some substantial news to talk about, man. I'm really excited. I can't wait to talk about this with y'all, man. I swear. Yo, Jay Barry in the building. I'm gonna let the super chat thing, I'm gonna let it play on the screen before I acknowledge that. There you go. Yo, Jay Barry, man, my bro in the building, man. Appreciate you, man. Matching Nariko Energy, Xbox, TVA Studios. Yo, let me tell y'all something about Barry, man. Yo, let me tell y'all something about Barry. Yo, Barry, that's my boy. That's my boy, right? I know Barry. Barry knows me. I know Barry, and Barry knows me, and I know Barry knows me because I know Barry, and Barry knows that I know that he know that I know that what he knows. I ain't do as good as him, but he does it better. But Barry did a podcast yesterday, man, and I gotta tell you, man, I was playing the game while I was listening to the podcast. Hey, yo, man, that podcast was funny as hell. Yo, man, this dude Barry said, TVA. No, he said, let's go. He said, what you let's go it for? TVA, let's go. Oh God, yo, he definitely shed some light on some like really, really good topics and good things yesterday. That was a good podcast. If you guys didn't check out that podcast last night, I highly encourage that you all check that out. And again, man, appreciate the super chat, bro. So Yo, man, listen, it's been a lot of news. It's been some good news this week, man. It's been a lot of great things this week that just really just, as Barry would say, tickled my fancies, right? And y'all know I had to change up the Kena. I had to change up the video that I was playing because Kena Bridge of Spirits, a game that I am hyped for. You know what? I should have made it Returnal. Now that I'm thinking about it. But Kena, because I was just thinking about Kena, because I'm really excited for Kena and Returnal. Don't get it twisted. I'm really excited for Returnal as well. But I don't know, Kena I'm so excited for that game as well. And so I had to change up the video. Maybe next podcast after we might see Returnal. We'll see. Especially with the news that we got today with Returnal. There was a lot of dope news coming from PlayStation today when it comes to Returnal. And you know what's the crazy thing, guys? So people, I remember when Returnal got its release date back during the Game Awards, right? And I remember there was quite a few people on PlayStation's Twitter that was just like, oh, this game doesn't look $60, why is it $70? This is, it should be cheaper. This doesn't look like it's worth $70 and all these different things, right? So y'all know how that goes. Y'all know how people are. Yo, David Samaya, what's good? Y'all know how that is, man, where people, they want greatness, right? They want great things, but they don't want to spend the necessary money to get that, right? So, I remember when a lot of people were saying that the game didn't look like it was worth 70. Yo, Damien, what's good? The game didn't look like it was worth 70, right? And, in my head, I'm like, are we looking at the same game? Right? Because when you look at the games that Housemarque has done in the past, and I'm not trying to minimize what Housemarque has done, right? Because Housemarque has created some very good, no, not good, great, very great twin stick shooters, right? Super Stardust, Resogun, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on the Resogun one. Let me know in the chat. One of y'all will correct me. Yo, Stealth in the building. Stealth Guy Gaming in the building. Shout out to you, Court. What's good, bro? Batter A, what's good, man? Right? So, in my head, I'm like, yo, man, are we looking at the same game? Because this game looks phenomenal. It looks like it has a lot of depth, right? And it looks extremely different from what we normally see from Housemarque. Like it's much higher quality in terms of production values and things like that. This looks like a triple A style game coming from Housemarque. When you look at what Housemarque has created, and then you look at what Housemarque is providing now with Returnal, right? Again, guys, this goes back to something that I have said time and time again when it comes to PlayStation developers. Now, granted, Housemarque is not owned by PlayStation, at least not yet. I think at this point, I think they should be. I think, what's funny? Now, let's put the tinfoil hats on for a second, guys. Let's put the tinfoil hats on for a second. Guys, go get some tinfoil from the kitchen. Wrap it around your head. Make a cone, because we about to go into some conspiracy theory tinfoil hat moment. Right? So hear me out. I think what PlayStation does with developers that they're fielding, right? And what I mean by that is developers that they're eyeing as people they may want to acquire. I feel like PlayStation puts these developers through a test, right? Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, we know that there's a lot of developers that do a lot of business with PlayStation, right? They do third-party marketing deals, second-party studios, things of that nature, right? And I think with Housemarque, because it seems crazy that. Oh, y'all hear that music? Y'all let me know if y'all like that stock music. If y'all don't like that music, I'll cut it off. Let me know. Let me know if the music is annoying. If y'all don't like the music, I'll cut it off. I was trying something different where have nice little music in the background while I talk, so it's not a lot of weird not a lot of, it's not like any weird silence. You get what I mean? So I wanted to have like some nice, cool music playing in the background, right? So, let me know. I was relaxing. All right, cool, man. As long as y'all enjoy it, let me know. I hope y'all enjoy that. All right, so when it comes to how PlayStation does business with developers, I feel like they put developers through a test to see if they really are worthy of, one, being acquired by PlayStation, two, joining the PlayStation family, right? Now with Housemarque, we know that Housemarque creates great games, right? We know this. Housemarque creates great games, but I think what Returnal is, right? I think this is PlayStation's test to be like, yeah, you belong in the fold. So, now we gonna put that offer on the table type shit. You get what I'm saying? And, that's just a little conspiracy theory moment, guys. That's not, I don't want anybody to take that literally, but when you look at, a lot of how PlayStation has done business with their developers that they have ended up acquiring, right? So again, Insomniac, which Insomniac is a no-brainer because Insomniac has created some of the greatest franchises that are on PlayStation, right? Resistance, things of that nature, right? But I think that true test, what really told PlayStation like, oh yeah, we want you in the fold, is Marvel Spider-Man, which went on to be a phenomenon, which went on to be a hit, right? Which went on to be like one of the greatest games to come out of 2018, 2019? When did Marvel Spider-Man first come out? 2018? Yeah, 2018. One of the greatest games come out in 2018, right? That's when PlayStation said, all right, you belong in the fold. Because obviously PlayStation saw what was coming down the pipeline. We had Miles Morales, right? Then we got Ratchet and Clank. I would be surprised if we don't see a Resistance 4 or a Resistance remake collection or something like that in the near future, right? Just look at the games and the quality that Insomniac has been pumping out since being acquired by PlayStation. Now, again, Insomniac has pumped out a lot of quality prior to being acquired by PlayStation. I'm not saying that PlayStation is when they started putting out quality, but just look at how good they are. That, like, when you see how Insomniac creates games, right? The level of quality and things like that, that's a studio that belongs in the PlayStation fold. You get what I'm saying? That's a studio that belongs in the PlayStation fold. And it's a series of tests that I just think PlayStation does to developers that I think they want to acquire. Now, again, guys, that's the tinfoil hat moment. Y'all could take your tinfoil hats off now. We good. All right? So let's talk about Returnal, right? So we know that Returnal is coming out March 19th, 2018. 2020. Wait a second. March 19th, 2021, right? And we know that Housemarque is really really taking this giant leap forward with how they create games. Like, they're really challenging themselves, right? Because if you've been keeping up and watching the Housemarque mini episodes that they've been putting out on their channel, the lead developer, I forgot his name, and I know, is it right here, creative director? Is it Harry Kruger? It might be him. I could be wrong. But if you've been watching the episodes, then you know that there's a lot of passion behind this project, and Housemarque is really stepping outside of their comfort zone with how they create games normally, and thinking outside the box of how they want this game to be, where it maintains that Housemarque feel to it, for lack of a better term. Yo, Crosshairs, what's good, bro? It maintains that Housemarque feel, but it's different as well, right? And, the feel would be what you would normally expect from Housemarque, chaotic, bullets everywhere, bullet hell, like a real bullet hellish type game, but in a 3D setting with a story, with a narrative, and really trying to create something that's really of another level, right? They're really challenging themselves, right? And, I can appreciate that, man, because I love when developers take chances, right? I love when developers create new games and try to create these quirky games like this and things like that. I love it because, we always need that fresh stuff as well. Like, it can't just be COD, Madden, and NBA for the rest of our lives, right? Like you want those different experiences sprinkled in there as well. So with Returnal, man, they released a lot of information today, just talking about the game, talking about some of the weapons, progress, and things like that, which we'll go through in a second. But I want to look at the trailer that they released. And come on, y'all really doing this? Hold up, this birthday shit, man. Come on, y'all know how old I am. Y'all know how old I am. Do y'all know how old I am? I'm old as fuck. Well, I'm gonna be old. I'm gonna be 29. I'm old. I know some of y'all are older than me and be like,
Persona, that's not old. Persona, what are you talking about? 29 is not old. I'm 120 years old, Persona. That's old.
that's what some of y'all sound like, man. I know somebody in the chat gonna say it too.
Persona, you're 29. That's not old, Persona. You don't know what you're talking about, Persona. I'm 40 with 3 kids.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. All right, so let's watch the trailer. We're gonna break it down. Y'all know how we do this, right? 35. Oh shit, how y'all? 30, 29, 31. Shout out, yo, Dwayne, what's good, man? Damien, 35. Okay. We got grown folks up in here, man. Grown folks with family and kids and shit. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so let's look at the trailer, man. Let's really look at this trailer. And y'all know how we do. If y'all new here, y'all know I like to do trailer breakdowns from time to time and give my thoughts on what I'm seeing, give my thoughts on the weapons and things like that. So, yo, let's watch this, man. We already get, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny, man? Hey, yo, this is what's so funny, right? They already giving you, I don't want to say like backstory, but you already, and I think we all figured this out, like when, you know, she kept crash landing on a different planet or whatever. She's an astronaut. Obviously, this is an astronaut photo, an astronaut style photo in front of the American flag. Like, she's an astronaut. So we already know the rip. Okay, this chick is an astronaut. Check. So we know we got some semblance of what we can expect when it comes to who she is. So she was an astronaut. You know, some people, because you know what it is? Because, like, some people like to have, they don't like, a lot of people don't like to read between the lines. They like shit spoon-fed to them. It's like, guys, sometimes, you know, you gotta read between the lines a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Let's go.
Acquired a xenotype weapon.
So already, so we got the Tachyomatic Carbine bonus. So it's got some bonus damage. It's got overheat duration. So okay, so overheat duration is interesting. So clearly, yo, Trap, what's up? So clearly, some of these weapons, it might not be all, and we'll see some of the other weapons, but clearly, some of these weapons do have they can overheat, right? So I'm curious to know, I'm curious how that will play into how you play the game, right? Because, you know, if the weapons can overheat, you got to be mindful of how long you shooting the gun. You know, if you got a lot of enemies and your gun overheat, you know, obviously most likely you could switch to another weapon or whatever. But, you know, I'm curious how that overheat will affect gameplay, right? Yo, if the DualSense was to heat up, I'm gonna be honest, I'd be a little like, what? Nah, let's not heat up this DualSense. Let the DualSense stay the regular heat temperature. Then obviously projectile speed, right? So I'm assuming projectile speed is fire rate, right? So fire rate, which is interesting. It's cool to see that these weapons are going to have like different stats, which, you know, based off how much a stat is or something like that, the weapon will feel different. And then down here, right, if we look at this section down here, this one right here looks like it's a bullet going through like a hard surface, right? So I'm thinking this is something like FMJ, right? If you guys don't know what FMJ is, like bullet penetration, right? So I'm assuming these are like showing how great, and again, I might be wrong here, guys. We spitballing, right? And I'm assuming that what we see down here are like how good one of these traits is on this gun. So all right, so let's look at the what I think might be bullet penetration, right? So bullet penetration, you see like these three little lines within the box at the bottom right. I'm assuming that that's like how high a level that is, right? Because if you look at the other ones, one has only one line, this one has three, this one has one, this one has two, and then there's like these little bars at the bottom that look like that's getting filled up, right? So I feel like these are like, I feel like, and this is just me speculating, guys. I feel like with these weapons in the game, you'll be able to level them up and make these traits on the weapon better. Now, what I'm curious about is how deep does this go? Now, what I mean by that is so for instance, right? So say, we got this carbine here, right? Now, say we get a pistol, right? And a pistol doesn't have bullet penetration on it, right? Can we really go into some like real deep customization level type stuff where we can like mix and match what type of attachments, if you will, we have on the gun? That'd be interesting, and leveling up attachments for each gun and things like that. That would be dope. That would be dope, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So obviously this looks like this is bullet penetration, right? I can't tell what this second one is. Y'all let me know in the chat. What do y'all think that second one is? I can't tell what that second one is. Honestly, and not the second and third one, I can't tell what these are. I'm be honest. I don't know what this circle one is. I'm trying to think what it possibly could be, but these two, I can't tell what those are. This fourth one obviously is ammo capacity. That's definitely ammo capacity. It might, now let me play around for a second. It might be ammo capacity or damage like extra damage, like the bullets do more damage or something like that. We don't know. I'm gonna take a guess and say that this is ammo capacity though, because normally when you see a bullet and a plus, normally that means it's ammo capacity. Normally, I could be wrong, guys. Immortal Black, what's good? Game of Persona, is Sony PlayStation giving this game any justice? They just released a full article on explaining what you can expect from this game, which we'll talk about in the during the show. Zuni, what's good? And then this last one is definitely accuracy. This is definitely accuracy because circle gun. Actually, no, because normally accuracy would be with the head. I'm still going to say that might be the last one. Might be accuracy. Why no real promotional materials? They're promoting it with. You gotta let me know what you mean by that. I think that last one might be accuracy, right? But what I think Zuni has said, or somebody said that the third one might be a shield. Third one looks like a shield. Yeah. That's interesting. It does kind of look like a different color shield. But let's continue.
Similar to our carbine technology. New technology discovered.
And you notice. So we're looking at the gameplay here, right? Hold on. Let's look again. So we're looking at the gameplay, right? And I want it to come up. All right, so you see this bar here? I'm assuming that's how much ammo is in the gun, right? But what if that's the overheating bar? I'm playing around. Yo, Sick, what's good, man?
New technology discovered. Augments my weapon with an alternative firing mechanism. Highly effective.
So it augments the weapon. So there's two different types of firing modes, and I know they said this in the article as well. Every weapon in the game has two different types of firing presets, right? I don't know if presets, firing presets is the word, but pretty much the weapon serves two purposes, right? So again, if you got like the carbine, it's shooting, regular bullets or whatever. Then it's supposed to be an alternate shot mode where it shoots, we don't know what it'll shoot. It'll shoot some electricity, kind of like how this shock stream is, or something crazy like that. You get what I mean?
Will be useful.
Right? Okay, so we're seeing, so this is the electro pylon driver, right? Which this gun looks dope as hell, I'm not gonna lie, right? We're still seeing, damage bonus, overheating duration, projectile, and we're seeing the same five symbols at the bottom. So I'm assuming every weapon has this, and some, because now this one with the bullet penetration, it only has 2 and not 3. So I'm assuming we'll be able to level up all of those traits for the guns, and make them better. Because you see the third symbol has 3, the second symbol has 1, the fifth symbol has 3, and the bar is almost filled up. So I'm gonna take an educated guess here and assume that we'll be able to level up these traits on every gun, which is cool. Wait, let's go back to that. This was my favorite gun of this whole this gun here was actually my favorite gun of this whole damn trailer. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, let's see. The Hollow Seeker. This was definitely this is a Persona gun here. And when this game comes out, you all will most definitely be seeing me use this in videos that I post up on Twitter and YouTube. I will most definitely be using. I'm trying to max this gun out right here, right? Because clearly, if you look, these bullets they seek out. That's my type of gun. For games like this, that's my type of gun. And then another thing I like too, and I don't know if you guys can see it. So you guys see at the bottom here. I like how they got this this little map at the bottom, right? It shows you where the enemies are, the enemies at on the map. I like this map, man. This map is pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I like this. We got the life bar and things like that. I think one of these might be like grenade. Like you got these little symbols on the side here. I'm assuming one of these is like a grenade symbol and maybe some other special type of grenades and stuff like that. I'm liking the layout. Like I like the layout of how the game looks, right? And then you see at the top here, it says, reach the top of the mountain and find the translocator, right? I'm assuming this is like really early in the game too. I don't think they would show us like something that's like end of the game or, middle of the game. Like, I think all the stuff that we're seeing is still like very early in the game.
Device that is already active. It feels alive.
So I'm assuming these strange relics, monuments, whatever you want to call it, she touched it and it popped out something that she could use, a consumable. So shield vial, create a shield against the next hit. So there's gonna be consumables that you're gonna be able to use on the fly, like shield vial, that's going to put a shield up and mitigate all damage for one hit. Which, that sounds like it's not as good, but that actually is pretty damn good. Especially if you're fighting against a boss or something like that. And, you're trying to go crazy for a second and you just pop it on. And it protects you until you get hit. So the next hit is going to mitigate that damage. Now, I'm curious to see how good that is, right? So, if I pop the shield vial, right, and the boss, I'm fighting a boss and he does a one-shot style hit, is that going to protect me? Yo, if House Smart go off like that, I'm gonna be hyped. You see it? So this is that. So she popped it. So here we go. So she picks this up, right? So then this next scene is gonna be her with the shield vial on, and like you just see this cool little aura going around her. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
More fabricators. Everything on this planet.
So a fabricator, damaged fabricator, a damaged xenotech device. It fabricates a random item in exchange for obolites. Okay. And this, it says other explosive counter. Getting hit causes the suit to emit an explosion. Yo, hold up, man. Hold up, man. Yo, so are we gonna like... So clearly her suit has like some crazy type of abilities on it, right? Yo, Magnificent Black, what's good? Caleb, what's good? Omar, what's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Blackbeard, what's good, man? So clearly the suit has some dope abilities, right? Like, or you can like get things that makes this suit pretty freaking dope, right? Getting hit causes the suit to emit an explosion. Yo, that's pretty yo, that's pretty dope. You understand? That's pretty cool, man. I'm digging that, man. I'm digging that.
Connects into a larger system. Encountered a small life form.
So remember we seen this in the first trailer where the thing, she was like moving in towards the little spider looking thing, and the thing jumped on her, and so now we know that with this, it's called a parasite. So parasites have both beneficial and detrimental effects, right? So with this parasite here, what this parasite does is it's going to connect with her, and it's going to like become a part of her body, a part of her suit, and it's gonna explain what she does, because I kind of forgot. Let me let it play.
It's parasitically attached to my arm. Does not appear hostile.
So okay, so clearly I'm assuming that different parasites that you find within the game are going to have different abilities. Now I don't know if, like, so for instance, if you find a parasite in the beginning of the game and it connects with you, right, connects to the body, but then like you get like midway through the game and you find another parasite, and that parasite has different abilities or greater abilities, I don't know if that will connect to you as well, or would you have to replace and kind of play around with the parasites, right? But we know that this parasite, so getting kills gain additional health. So this parasite has the ability to give her more health as she gets kills, which I think a lot of us I'm gonna be using that for sure. But it'll be interesting to see how many parasites you can have in the game, like on you at once.
Somehow, it's strengthening and weakening my suit.
Oh, okay. So then there's the hostile. You see the hostile. So like it said in the beginning, parasites have beneficial and detrimental effects. So we know that the positive effect was getting kills will give her health, right? Additional health. Now the negative effect is hostiles leave behind a pool of acid on death. So okay, now I like this. I like this, right? Because it gives you the ability to really mix and match and really have to strategize how you want to go about tackling the enemies in the game, right? Because if you got parasites that's doing stuff like this, so say it's a ton of enemies and you getting mad kills, that's mad acid on the floor. So all that health that you just gained, you gonna lose. So that's that positive and negative, right? If you step on the acid, so you have to play a lot more careful and be mindful. And also, depending on how long the acid stays on the floor, you know, certain routes you might not be able to take, right? Certain routes you might have to be jumping a lot more, you're going to have to be a lot more methodical with how you play, especially if you have a parasite like this attached to the body. You get what I'm saying? I like that. I like how it's a positive and a negative like that, because if it was only a positive and like you gaining health and you're doing it, it would make the game too easy to a degree, right? And you know, I like that they put the negatives there as well. So if we're seeing negatives on this one parasite, I'm pretty sure there's more than one parasite in the game. So if there's tons of other parasites, there's definitely going to be negatives on that as well. Some might even be worse than others. So one might be where, you know, I can see them putting a parasite in the game where, you know, you do 25% more damage, but you also get 25, but you also take 25% more damage, right? Stuff like that, right? I can see parasites being really cool, and them having some really good combinations of positive and negative parasites, which is cool. So shout out to Housemarque for that.
And rekitting my suit.
So this is the dismantler, which this, I ain't gonna lie, this dismantler, this was pretty dope, right? I like this a lot. So it unleashes an explosion that eliminates all hostiles in the area. I ain't gonna lie, y'all gonna be seeing some footage of that as well. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be in the arsenal. Let's see what it does, right? Let's play that. Look at that. Ooh. This one is Ground Surge. Creates a spike that impales the closest hostile. Okay. I could see this being something Bari would use. Ground Surge. Keeping them at bay like that. And being able, like, Bari is a very methodical player when he plays games, right? So I could see Ground Surge being something Bari would use to impale the enemy and just like go to town on him and kill him. This is pretty dope though. This ground surge is really, really cool.
Discovered a broken automaton. Clutching.
Now this, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is something that I am definitely going to be using. It's the sword. It's a sword. So it's the Atropian blade, right? And it's a bladed weapon of sentient make. Advantageous against shields that block fast-moving projectiles. This is my type. Yeah, listen, guys. Once I get this Atropian blade, it's staying in the arsenal forever. You understand? I'm most definitely using this, and I hope there's like a dedicated button or a bit. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to swap the weapons. So if I got like a weapon wheel or something like that, that Atropian blade is gonna be there for sure.
Potential tool.
Watch how it comes out.
Adding to equipment.
That jet is
for
fire.
immediate use.
Okay. There we go. Now it's more of based off how I'm seeing the gameplay here with the Atropian blade, it looks like it's more of a situational. It's more of a situational thing. Oh, Omar said you're only allowed to take one weapon with you. Oh, damn. All right, cool. This is more of like a situational thing, right? Because it's meant to take down shields and things of that nature. So you see how like she swings it once, takes the shield down. I don't know if it's something where you're gonna be, jumping around like you a samurai, like you Jin Sakai and slashing fools. I would hope they would do that because that'd be dope as hell. But if they didn't, I'm not too mad about it. But for it to be a situational thing like that, though, it still has a lot of importance. So it's pretty dope. Guys and girls in the chat. Guys and girls in the chat. What Jim Ryan said?
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Enough from me. Yo, March 19th, 2021, Returnal comes out, and oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I can't wait for this game. I really, really cannot wait for this game. I'm very, very excited. And I'm not talking about no fake, you know how a lot of people, they're excited. And we're going to talk about that later with that Indiana Jones stuff. A lot of people fake out, they fake excited for game. I'm really legit excited for Returnal. Like that, like at midnight, I'm going to be playing this. And based off how them trophies look, your boy might be getting that platinum. You understand? That platinum is definitely going to be getting had. But Returnal, it looks phenomenal. And what's so funny? A lot of people will watch this video, right? a lot of people will watch this combat, because remember what the complaint was back in 2020 with this game. We don't know enough. What's the story about? We haven't really seen anything. Blah blah blah. Even though they did show us some good gameplay, you know, they showed us. It's a trailer, right? It showed us some good stuff. This game, this trailer, if you will, this combat trailer, whatever you want to call it, this trailer here really showed us a lot, right? And it gave us a really good look into what we can expect from Returnal on March 19th, 2021. And I'm be honest, I was sold prior to this, right? I was sold. Like, this wasn't, you know, I was sold because it looked great. I love how smart, like, it, you know, I was sold, right? So seeing the combat just gets me that much more excited for the game. Rollo said, yo, Persona, but one of the trophies is beat the game without dying. Listen, I'm with it. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. There are 10 weapons, 90 upgrades, and 10 secondary weapons. Yo, ZX the D, what's up? I never seen you before, so welcome. That's good. So, here we go. So, you know, they released, so that's the trailer. You know, and the trailer was really great. I was really excited for it. And again, with the article, you know, they're talking about, you know, so for instance, her name is Celine, for those that don't know. So for Celine, death is no escape. Each death sends Celine to the start of the time loop, just moments before crashing onto the planet. Most abilities and items collected on the previous cycle will be lost, but not all of them. Some persist across sessions, so you'll still make progress every cycle. One of these persist elements is the mysterious C Thanos, an alien device that generates a random item at the beginning of each cycle. This otherworldly device, let me zoom in a little bit. This otherworldly device is tracking your performance, and when enough progress is accumulated, you will be rewarded with a brand new item for immediate use, which will also be permanently added to the pool of available loot from that point as well. So, you know, it's definitely gonna be one of those games where you die, you're gonna reset. And but they're still kind of throwing you a bone where, like, you know, you still get to keep certain things, and things like that, and you also get specialized items whenever you make it far enough in your first run before dying from this device, the C Thanos, which is cool. So, you know, I like that. Items you earn or discover as you explore the planet will change the way you play and offer a wide array of effects and strategic options for Celine. They can be offensive tools like the Dismantler, a smart bomb styled explosion which annihilates all enemies around you, defensive consumables like the kinetic siphon or the shield vial that we saw, which restores health through melee kills, which is pretty cool. Or more strategic artifacts that give Celine some unique advantages under certain conditions. So, you know, there's a lot here, right? There's a lot of good stuff here, right? So even with the risk and reward section, so there's talking about there's plenty of loot to be found on Atropos, but be wary that not all that glitters is gold. Some items called parasites, which we saw in the trailer, have both positive and negative effects. You'll need to think twice before picking up a parasite that, for example, regenerates while you're low on health, but also causes enemies to leave a pool of acid on death. Collecting parasites will often feel like a risky decision, but there are multiple other scenarios that can help shift the odds in your favor, like, for example, carrying an artifact that can increase your max health for every parasite you've attached. So you can attach multiple parasites, right? But the more parasites you have, the more it's gonna fuck you up. So they have a special artifact that increases your max health. That's pretty dope. So you can have multiple parasites on you. I'm digging that. I'm digging that quite a bit. There's a lot of good information here, guys. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of good information. I do highly suggest that you guys read through the article and check out the trailer again for yourselves on like a 4K TV or something like that, because it looks beautiful. Right? Listen, the information's there.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
You know, for those people that like, oh, well, you know, I really don't know anything about the game, or I don't really know what it's about, and what are we supposed to be doing, and what are we, you know, why is this here, and why does the sun, why is the sun the color that it is, and, you know, why is...
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
It's all there. The information's there, right, guys? Like, the information's here, right? And it's explaining to you what you can expect when playing Returnal, right? Like, you see the combat trailer, you see the regular trailers, you see the information here. Read. You know, you see those guys on Twitter that are just like, oh, you know, I don't really know what the game's about. You know, what is it about? What are you doing? Why is this like this? You know, why is it like that? Why is the earth round? Why is the water blue? Why is the sky... Like, you know, it's like, dude, are you going to read something, or you just want somebody to spoon feed you information? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right? But that is Returnal, and I'm going to be honest, guys, I love it. I love every single bit of it, man. It's a day one for me. Listen, Returnal's already pre-ordered, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's already pre-ordered. Like, let's cut the bullshit. It's pre-ordered. It's been pre-ordered since the Game Awards. You understand? Deluxe edition, right? So none of that 70. We talking 80. We talking $89.99. You understand? Or was it $79.99 for the deluxe? Whichever price it was, deluxe edition was on pre-order. You understand? I waste no time. I'm really excited for this game. I hope you guys are excited too, actually. I hope you guys pick that up. But let's continue. So, do I want to talk? Yeah, we're gonna save that Cyberpunk talk for last. I love making fun of Cyberpunk because it's so funny. Okay, so we saw that there was this nice little shout out to ZX the D, right? Let me give him a round of applause, man, because he definitely corrected me in the chat. This is like third time he said Persona. It's $79.99, sir. Persona, right? I'm enjoying your content, but $79.99, sir. Don't let it happen again, Persona. Anyway, shout out to Z. You know, nice little video was floating around. Not a video, but a picture, right? And I gotta be honest, when I seen this picture, I was very, very skeptical. I'm gonna tell you why. Yo, when it comes to I'll say this. In 2020, right, when the next gen consoles were being announced and being talked about throughout the year, right? I'm not just talking about when they launch. I'm talking from January until they launch, and really a little bit afterwards, right? There was so much misinformation, so many lies, just so much bullshit that was getting spewed around on social media about, oh, well, you know, the PlayStation 5 isn't RDNA 2, and, 12 is greater than 10, and multiplayer are going to look better here, and the games are going to be this, and Miles Morales is not a full game, it's a DLC. What are you talking? You know, all this just misinformation has been being spewed on social media all of last year when it came to these next-gen consoles, that when it comes to, I've always been skeptical, right? Let me put that out there. I've always been skeptical. But in 2021 and moving forward, after seeing that, a lot of that stuff that's transpired in 2020, yo, man, when it comes to, like, these pictures and I am super, super cautious now, because it's just like, yo, you had, like, I don't know if y'all remember last year, but you had, like, quote unquote insiders. You had insiders lying about information to make another console look better. Like, yo, it was bad. It was so bad, right? And majority of that stuff turned out not to be true, right? But, you know, so when I'm seeing, like, you know, pictures and leaks and stuff, I'm extremely cautious, right? So there was this picture floating around of release date, not like full dates, but like release months for games that we can expect to see on PlayStation 5 and 4 for some of these games. And I was super cautious. I got excited though. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I got excited. I was like, oh my God, is this true? Like, you know, I definitely, I was a little bit excited. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I was also very cautious because I'm like, hold up, man. Like, you know, is this true? Like, don't get my hopes up. Don't get my heart all happy. And then you just tear my heart out and stomp on it. and it not be true. Don't do that to me, right? I'm a good person, right? So it turned out to be true, right? So my boy Jim Ryan, we're not gonna watch this full CES stuff because hell nah. I only care about the PlayStation stuff, to be honest. TV stuff as well, but we don't care about that. So Jim Ryan, shout out my boy Jim Ryan, man. That background,
immersive experiences,
right? So he's talking about Jim Ryan's talking about just how great the PlayStation 5 is, right? Like, one thing that stood out was that, with the PlayStation 5, it had the biggest launch, right? And this is something that I really want people to understand when it comes to PlayStation, right? Like with PlayStation, there's a shortage, and with Xbox as well, right? We're not gonna say and act like Xbox doesn't have a shortage as well. There's a shortage of Xbox Series X and S, and shortage of PlayStation 5s, right? PlayStation still, people are still clamoring for this console, and really they're gonna be clamoring for years to come, especially with the games that's on the horizon, right? But with PlayStation, I seen some people saying, PlayStation didn't sell well in Japan and all this other stuff, and I'm like, guys, there's a shortage of consoles worldwide. The console literally just released in India. Was it yesterday or today? And it sold out in minutes, instantly. Actually, it sold out immediately. You understand? Like, they're still getting their stock. They're still getting their stock allocations right. You feel me? Yo, Jamar, what's good? Cold Blood Sensei, what's up? He said, Persona, I did not get my daily applause yet. What the hell? Disappoint. Yo, round of applause for Cold Sensei, man. Round of applause for Cold Sensei. Shout out to Cold Sensei, man. So, there was definitely not a lot of stock, and we all knew this. Part of it had to do with, a lot of it had to do with the pandemic and, everything that was going on in the real world. Like, we all know this. But then when you see these type of articles, people want to act surprised, right? People want to act like, oh, well, PlayStation's not selling well in Japan because people don't want the console. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, guys, did anybody not pay attention to all of 2020 and what the world was going through? Allocations were consoles shortages were going to be happening well into 2021. They said this, right? And literally, we're only the second week of 2021, right? And there were shortages when the consoles launched. You couldn't get a PlayStation. People were sleeping outside of GameStops for a PlayStation, PS5. So, when I see people make big deals about these articles, it's like, guys, do you understand that there's a shortage worldwide, right? We all understand that, right? Like, you can't just go into a store, you can't just go into a Walmart and buy a PS5. They're not just sitting on shelves waiting to be bought. You gonna have to do some work because there are shortages worldwide. We all understand that. Anyway, moving on. So Jim Ryan, he talks about that stuff, and we'll hear a little bit of what he's talking about.
Players. We draw on 25 years of experience in R&D and a deep respect for our community to develop a true next-generation
Yo, look at that beauty, man. Look how beautiful. Just look how beautiful that console look, man. Just look how beautiful that is. Just admire that for us. Just take in the greatness for a second, guys. A beauty.
console, PlayStation 5. Our community is networked like never before and is more diverse than they've ever been. Diversity across backgrounds, ages, genders, locations contributes to the magic that is the PlayStation community. And we celebrate and embrace the differing viewpoints and tastes that make up our community. We believe in storytelling at PlayStation. It's part of our DNA. We'll continue to bring incredible quality games through our PlayStation studios after years of organic growth and selective acquisition.
Yo, that's important. Let's play that back. Y'all not hearing me. Yo, PS5, what's up? Y'all not hearing what this man talking about. Let's play that part again, because that part is important, and I want you guys to understand. We're gonna make a point there. Let's hear that part again.
We'll continue to bring incredible quality games through our PlayStation studios after years of organic growth and selective acquisitions.
After years of organic growth and selective acquisitions. You know why that's you know why that statement's important? Because it's true. Look at PlayStation over the years from PS1 to PS5. Look at the great games, the greatness. Look at the franchises that have been created on PlayStation. It's not just let me gobble up everything and hope for the best. What did I say earlier in the show, guys? PlayStation, I truly believe PlayStation puts their prospects, and when I mean prospects, I mean potential studios they want to buy, they put them through a test. I believe, that's what I believe. I think they do. They put them through a test to see if they are worthy of being in the fold. Because when you join the PlayStation Studio team and family, there's no room for second best. There is no room for just okay. There is no room for, oh, well, give us 3 to 10 years to give you something. There is no room for that. You join the PlayStation team, you fall into the PlayStation fold. You have to be willing to, you have to be creating true mind-blowing games, unique games, quirky games, big budget games, small titles. You have to be high performing. Notice that, and when I say high performing, I mean, it means exactly what I'm saying. High performing. You have to be high performing. You have to be able to fall into the fold and produce. And that's the difference between PlayStation and Microsoft, in my opinion. Right? Now, I know we always go back to this Bethesda acquisition, right? And I think part of it has to do with the fact that, the Bethesda acquisition is a big deal. It is, right? But something that I've said since prior to the Bethesda acquisition, right? Well, no, I started saying it once they started boasting, they got 23 studios, blah, 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 whatever. 23 studios and no launch games, right? Now, obviously, we're 2 months from launch, right? 23 studios, and we're still waiting. Barry did a whole podcast on it yesterday. TBA, 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 TBA. Let's go! TBA. Right? This is why PlayStation's success is so monumental. Because of organic growth and selective acquisitions. Because it's not just about the numbers, right? Because, one of the first things that I seen a lot of people on social media doing when it came to the Bethesda acquisition is they were saying, oh, now this puts Microsoft at 23 studios, which is, that's impressive. That's very impressive. I'm not taking anything from that, right? Not at all. But when you start getting into the compare and contrast, I said contrast, the compare and contrast, when you get into the compare and contrast of the studios on PlayStation and Microsoft side, you start to see the disparities. You start to see where PlayStation is lapping a lot of these studios. I know PlayStation 5. I said contrast. Y'all can give me that L. I said contrast. I meant to say contrast. You start to see the difference. You start to see where what Jim Ryan is saying holds weight. The studios they take chances. Big chances. They grow these studios organically, like you said. We're creating organically. Selective acquisitions. Yo, Sam, what's good, man? Sam Ash in the building, man. Appreciate you. It's obvious, right? And you know, you're gonna have that few people that's gonna hear this, or they're gonna say, oh well, you know, you're just a fanboy, Persona. This is just some fanboy rhetoric. This is just fanboy talk. No, it's not. It's not about fanboy anything. It's fact. It's fact. Look at both sides. Because I say it all the time, guys. I go by the tangible. I go by the tangible. I go by the history. The tangible. I need the numbers. I need the facts. And the fact of the matter is what? PlayStation developers, a lot of those studios that Xbox has can't hold a candle to PlayStation. And they most likely never will. But let's continue.
Our studios have helped deliver the best launch lineup in PlayStation history.
That's a fact. That's a fact. The best launch lineup. That's a fact.
And what a diversity of content, from Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales to Sackboy and the upcoming Horizon Forbidden West.
Greatness.
Our
Greatness.
studios develop premium content for a wide variety of PlayStation gamers. And we have the best partnerships in the business, from big blockbuster titles like Call of Duty to inventive indies.
All right, now hold on. Let me stop you there. That Call of Duty Cold War is garbage. I'm sorry. He is right. Like, they do have the best partnerships, but that COD Cold War is garbage. I don't want to hear it. It's not up for debate.
It's like Bug Snacks. There's something for everyone.
This one's lively.
We're also really thrilled to bring some of the best PlayStation IP to new media, like film and television. You'll see this year the upcoming Tom Holland film, Uncharted, based on our iconic adventure games. And The Last of Us, a gritty, emotional journey, will be coming to HBO. This is just the beginning of the expansion of our storytelling into new media and even wider audiences. Sony is a creative entertainment company, and entertainment has never been more important. PlayStation 5 was SIE's most successful launch and the biggest console launch of all time.
Let's play that back. Y'all ain't hear what he just said. You know, I'm gonna play it back slowly because I know some of y'all. What did he say? I didn't understand what he said. Let's play it at half speed.
Has never been more important. PlayStation 5 was SIE's most successful launch and the biggest console launch of all time.
Did you guys get that? Did we all get that? SIE's most successful launch and the biggest console launch of all time. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's the most successful launch? Why does everybody want a PS5? The games. The games. The games. PlayStation is creating games that are must-haves. Must-buy system sellers. It's not rocket science. But you have other studios, other console makers who can't fathom that. Insanity. Or make you wait 3 to 10 years.
We're grateful for our community and to be part of an organization that values creativity, diversity, innovation, and bringing people together. Have a great CES.
I'm on the
All right, Barry was playing that music yesterday. I ain't playing that shit. We not playing that. You understand? Just look at the games. Now, just look at the games. This is what you can look forward to on PlayStation 5. True Virgil, what's good? Yo, Igor, what's good? Eric the Beard, what's good, man? But Persona, Indiana Jones is going to be a hit with all the younger people. Just look at how at least movies did. Yo, man, listen. Man, please. Young people don't know what the hell that is. All right, so this is where we get into the bread and butter. The meat and potatoes. Hey, yo. All right, so they played that little scissor reel with showing a lot of great games and things like that, right? And PlayStation's slick. PlayStation's slick. They knew people was gonna see that and screenshot that and talk about that. They knew that was gonna happen. So what am I talking about? So if you look at the fine print here at the bottom, we see that a lot of games that, especially the games that they showed in this scissor reel, got release months, not entire dates, guys. Like, it's not, October 20th, 2021. Like, it's giving us release months of when we can expect these games, right? So obviously with Ratchet and Clank and Horizon Forbidden West, both are coming 2021, right? Which we knew that, which I'm happy about. We don't have a month for these two games. And I think the reason for that has to do with the fact that, and I was saying this yesterday in Bari's stream, I think with PlayStation's titles, bigger titles like this, because let's face it, Ratchet and Clank and Horizon, those are big titles. Like those are system sellers. Those are titles that, they've got some real stock behind, right? I don't think PlayStation wants to speak too soon on when these games will, when we can expect these games in 2021. I do think they are coming out in 2021. I don't think these games are going to get delayed, but I think PlayStation wants to, if they were just to put the month in, there's no meaning to it, I think they're taking their times with these two games, and they're really, listening closely to the developers to, where they think that they will be comfortable with releasing a game or things like that, which is cool, right? Then obviously we know Returnal's coming out March 19th, 2021. Pragmata coming out 2023. I think we knew that this game wasn't coming out for a while, and I think this was the only game shown at last year's June event that was going to be like 2 or 3 years out. So I'm fine with that. Solar Ash, June 2021. I'm excited. That's pretty dope. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now this one put a big smile on my face. Eric the Beard says, does this mean we aren't getting Final Fantasy 16 in 2021 or early 2022? No way Square releases it close to Project Athia. We're going to talk about that in a second. It was originally 2022, right? Yeah. I figured. Kena, which I got to be honest, this makes me really happy. This one really puts a smile on my face, guys. Kena Bridge of Spirits is March 2021. I cannot wait to play this game. I can't wait. I'm really, and I mean this, guys. Like, I really mean this. I'm really, Returnal and Kena, I'm really, really excited for both of these games. So Kena, March 2021. Stray, October 2021. I gotta be honest, Stray, I'm surprised that game is so far out. Right? Like, I thought Stray would have been like a July or August title. Like October, that's really, really far. Ghostwire Tokyo 2021. Little Devil Inside July 2021. Let's go. Yo, 2021. That's fire right there. Project Athia January 2022, and Hitman we know coming out next week, January 2021. Okay, so let's play around for a second, right? January, I don't think we're getting anything else substantial because we would have heard about it by now. February is Persona 5 Striker, Yeez 9, Nostradamus, I forget. There's something else coming out in February. Oh, Destruction All Stars. Destruction All Stars is February. Now, although that is a free-to-play game, Destruction All Stars is a PlayStation exclusive. That's a big title coming out next month for free to play for PlayStation Plus members, which I'm excited for that. So Destruction All Stars is February. March is Kena and Returnal. April's pretty open, right? Now let's play around for a second. I think April might be the month that we'll get Ratchet and Clank. I can see Ratchet and Clank releasing anytime between April and this is kind of a big window, but I say between April and September. Between April and September, we'll see Ratchet and Clank. I could see Ratchet and Clank releasing in April or May, right? Because May is Deathloop, right? May 21st is when Deathloop comes out, right? So then, let's go back to the question that I asked. Let's go back to the title of this show. Does 2021 belong to PlayStation? I gotta be honest with you. Yes. Yes. 2021 most definitely belongs to PlayStation. Let's go down the list, guys. Let's go down the list, right? And obviously, guys, I know someone's going to be, well, some of these are also on PC. Some of these are on PlayStation 4. Well, some of these also are going to be on Xbox next year. Listen, guys. Go away, right? Let's go down the list, guys, right? So we did February, we did March. April is kind of open, right? May is Deathloop. Now, yes, we know that Microsoft owns Bethesda, and we know that Deathloop will be available on Xbox next year. But who cares about next year? Next year we're gonna be playing bigger and better games than that, right? So Deathloop, right, on PlayStation, only be played on PlayStation 5 and PC. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. PlayStation 5 and PC, right? So Deathloop. That's April, May. June, Solar Ash. July, Little Devil Inside. August is open. September's open. October is Ghostwire Tokyo, which is, yes, we get it. Yes, we know that's being made by Bethesda company. We know Microsoft owns Bethesda, but Ghostwire Tokyo is not going to be on Xbox until next year. So, Ghostwire Tokyo. And Stray. Right? 2021, and then obviously we got Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn. Now let's talk about Final Fantasy. We know that we're supposed to be getting a lot of information, and that's not even to mention like the other games. Like I didn't even mention some of the other games. So like I actually know April. So April we're getting Guilty Gear. Now yes, that's third party, whatever. Guilty Gear, Near Replicant. Right? Something else coming out in April. Balan Wonderland comes out in February. Something else. I'm missing something else. Y'all will let me know in the chat. I know I'm missing something else. But this is what I'm saying. All right, so with Ratchet and Clank and Horizon Forbidden West, these two games... Well, no, let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about Final Fantasy 16, right? I definitely do think we're supposed to be getting some news about Final Fantasy this year. If we are getting Final Fantasy 16 this year, that's not till like the end of the year. Like, not like December, but like November. November or around that time is when we'll get that. I don't see us getting Final Fantasy 16 in the spring, the summer, or not in the spring or summer. We'll get the news in the spring or summer for Final Fantasy 16, but I don't think we're getting, like, that game's not releasing in spring or summer of 2021. If it is to release this year, it's at the very, very end of the year. Final Fantasy 16 is a toss-up for me because I don't know. A part of me doesn't think it's going to release this year. Street Fighter 6 is not till next year. We're getting the... Actually, no. Is it this year? No. We're getting the last... We're getting the last character pack for Street Fighter 5 this year. Street Fighter 6 is not till next year. You know, Final Fantasy 16 is definitely the game that I don't think that's coming this year. I really don't. I'll be honest. Part of me wants it to come this year. I don't know if it will. Pause, by the way. That was a very pause moment. GT7, right? Yo, this year most definitely belongs to PlayStation. 2021 belongs to PlayStation, man. Like, listen, I understand, you know, hey, you know, not Call of Duty, Microsoft has Halo coming out, you know, in the fall of this year, right? They got Psychonauts, which is a third-party game anyway that's coming out on PS5. You know, Scorn, come on. Scarlet Nexus, which comes out in the summer. Like, you know, which, you know, obviously that's on everything, but, you know, when the reason why I'm mentioning a lot of these multiplats as well is because they play a part as well when it comes to someone that owns a PlayStation 5, right? When you look at PlayStation 5 and you look at everything that we can expect to see on the console, right, this year, there's a lot of good first-party content, you know, third-party exclusive content that's coming to the console, right? Then you got the third-party games in general. Like, when you couple in the first-party, second-party, third-party, or whatever, and all this other stuff, and then you couple in the multi-plat games and things like that as well, yo, listen, man, it's like, yo, why leave PlayStation? You really got everything. Like, you don't have to, with owning a PlayStation 5, you don't have to give up anything because you're getting all the games, first party and multi-plat. So why go anywhere? Stardust said, you think March 2022 would be most likely for Final Fantasy 16? I can see like a winter. I can see like a early 2022 release. No, actually no, because if Project Athia is January 2022, they're not going to release Final Fantasy like 1 or 2 months out. Like, Final Fantasy is going to have its own time and, like, you know, like months later. Like, I can see us getting a lot of information this year about Final Fantasy 16, which we are getting, right? And I can see us getting a release date as well. I don't think it's going to be this year, though. Next year, maybe summertime. I could see summertime for Final Fantasy, right? And, you know, in terms of, like, Last of Us Part 2, we're still waiting on the PS5 upgrade patch for Last of Us Part 2, and we're still waiting on factions, right? The multiplayer. There's a lot in the pipeline, coming down the pipeline with PlayStation this year, right? Yo, this year really, like, when you really look at it, and you look at what's coming down the pipeline, yo, PlayStation's got a lot coming this year, man. There's a lot that's going to be on PlayStation this year. And again, both first-party exclusives, third-party exclusives, multi-plats and things, like, just everything on PlayStation, man. It really, 2021 most definitely belongs to PlayStation. In my opinion. Just look at what we got. Look at what we got. Which is crazy because when you look at PlayStation, the launch of PlayStation and the time frame with everything else, like, we're still getting games after games, because I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of us that's still trying to get through Demon Souls and Sackboy and all these other great games that launched on the PlayStation 5. Right? Then we got 2021 with the plethora of games coming out. So there really is a lot there. And so, like, when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, 2021 definitely belongs to PlayStation. And don't get me wrong, there's some cool games coming out for I'm sure there's some cool things coming out for the Switch and Nintendo and Xbox. You know, they got Halo and a couple other things, right? Coming out this year. But PlayStation is just looking too strong, man. PlayStation is just looking too strong. Yo, when we meet, what's up, man? I still need my PlayStation 5. Oh, no, man. You got to get that, man. Go on and get that. Stay on top of when them pre-orders go up. Right? But, yo, let's continue, man. So, you know, those are the dates. That's what we can expect that stuff to be coming out. I'm excited to see. You know, this is something that, you know, shout out to Barry, because I know Barry was talking about this yesterday, and I agree with Barry 100% on this. You know, one of my biggest problems with PlayStation is PlayStation has a problem with seizing the moment sometimes, right? What do I mean by that? So when this news broke about all these dates that we saw in the CES trailer, scissor reel, right? All these dates in fine print, right? The community's buzzing, right? Everyone is getting excited. You know, the community is just jumping and they're buzzing, right? And PlayStation doesn't seize that moment, right? Where they could have released an article on the PlayStation blog. It could have been titled "What to Expect from PlayStation 5 in 2021," right? And listen, I get that a lot of these games don't have dates, right? Or, you know, some of these games, some of the games won't have like an actual like date, like, you know, like a January 2021, like, you know, it might not have a full date, but acknowledging and kind of shedding a little bit more, because, you know, everyone's not watching CES, right? You know, this fine print, you know, this was probably them just, you know, putting this there. Like, I don't know what Sony's thinking is here at 100%, right? But having this here and not having an article to follow up is a missed opportunity, in my opinion, right? Now, we know PlayStation can drop news whenever and it'll get the community jumping. We know this. We know that. We know that PlayStation has that pull, but that does not matter, right? There still are times where you do have to seize the moment in that moment. And that moment here has to do with the community's jumping, community's buzzing, the community is speculating, the community is hype, right? That could have been the perfect time, you know. And shout out to Ember Labs. You know, Ember Lab is my peoples, man. I hope they can, you know, be guests on What's Up PlayStation podcast, right? Shout out to What's Up PlayStation podcast, right? But that'd have been a cool time for Ember Labs to be like, you know, for an article with Ember Labs to come out and like, yeah, guys, you know, it could have been like, oh yeah, guys, you know, we also read the fine print. Now here's like, you know, now let's give you some more details. And like, we could have had details talking about, you know, you know, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and giving us like a release date, or saying stay tuned for more in a state of play. Like, they could have announced a state of play, right? Yo, N Fury, what's good, man? LMAO, you want them to put their foot on the competition's neck? Yes, I want the boot on their neck, man. You don't never let up off the competition, man. It's always competition. It's always a competition. Always. Even in the down times, even in the slow times, it's always competition. And I want that competition all the time. I'm a very competitive person anyway. I want that competition, right? So, you know, that could have been a cool time for a Kena Bridge of Spirits article. That could have been a cool time for them to give you a, you know, what to expect in 2021 article, right? And giving us quick synopsis of some of the games that we saw and like what we can expect, something like that, right? Or announce a state of play or something, right? A missed opportunity, in my opinion. Very sloppy, right? In my opinion, very sloppy. You got to be at 100% all the time, in my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. You know, I know there's people that's not going to realize, oh, well, you know, because, you know, so, you know what some people going to say? Oh, well, you know, PlayStation's in a good place right now, you know, they're doing really good. That doesn't matter. I want them to continue doing good. I want them to do better. I want them to be the greatest, right? In order for them to do that, that boot's got to be on the neck. You can't let the competition breathe. You can't let them hold up. You can't let the competition breathe. No breathing. There's no breathing here. You are on 24/7, 365. But let's move on. So, I already I played the Uncharted series, right? But, Xbox is finally about to get an Uncharted. No, let me Yo, let me stop, man. Let me chill. All right, so, without saying anything, right? I'm just going to let we all know what game this is, right? We all know what game this is. But without saying anything, let's just watch the trailer and guess what game this might be. See, that Bethesda thing ruined. You see Bethesda, so you know what it is, but just pretend like you didn't see that Bethesda thing. So, that's Indiana Jones, obviously, for those that are wondering what it is. I'm happy. Well, no, let me not say I'm happy. Wait, let's pull back a little bit. It's a quick trailer. It's a tease. It's not even a trailer. It's a tease to let you know that, this game is in development. It's being made by Machine Games, all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. Which is all fine and dandy, right? I'm not gonna harken on that. Y'all know how I feel about Bethesda, man. Right? Y'all know how I feel about Bethesda. I'm very critical of Bethesda because Bethesda, but yo, man, listen, Bethesda, they, because a lot of people swear by these, they swear by the Fallout series, right? And my first Fallout was Fallout 4. Now, I know a lot of people live by, Fallout New Vegas is the best, blah, blah, blah. And then even with the Elder Scrolls, right? I played Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I didn't play Skyrim. Elder Scrolls series is okay, right? But really, outside of that, the Wolfenstein series is cool as well. And Machine Games are the ones that made, like, the Wolfenstein off-series titles or DLC or whatever you want to call it, right? When I look at Bethesda's games and when I look at their track record, I can't be excited for this, right? And, never mind it, where it's going to be playable at. Like, that part, I don't care too much. Like, not as much as a lot of people on social media, on Twitter did or do. And what's so funny? What's so funny about that? When it came to when the Indiana Jones announcement came right on Twitter, I seen a lot of people who, one, don't like exclusives or don't care about exclusives or think exclusives are anti-consumer, right? Or think, it doesn't matter where the game is, just enjoy type people. Those people that are they hate exclusives, but they also get happy when a game is exclusive to their favorite platform. So they hate exclusives, they hate third-party marketing deals, they hate all this other stuff, but they love when an exclusive is exclusive to their favorite platform, right? I've seen a lot of people going back and forth. Well, and it's not everybody. Listen, if it don't apply, let it fly, right? Because listen, if people talk about where the game is going to go, of course. But when you've got the ones that hate that stuff, that don't care where it goes, or just want to enjoy the games, those are the ones that I see also indulging in. They're like, oh, it might be here. No, this is Xbox only. I wonder if this is going to Xbox. Oh, this is never going to PlayStation. No, this is not going to, like you see that type of stuff, right? So, yo, Link, what's good, man? So, I seen a lot of those conversations being had when this Indiana Jones got announced. And, it made me wonder, man, how many people really are just excited? And the reason why I asked that question is because oftentimes, like, all right, so we'll use PlayStation as an example, right? When Miles Morales got shown off, we were really excited. Oh, I can't wait to play that. I can't wait. When Call of Duty Cold War, and this is before, I played it and realized it was dog shit, right? But I am a big Call of Duty fan. So, when Call of Duty was getting shown off, I was excited to play the game. In the back of my mind, I know that PlayStation has a third-party marketing deal, right? Or third-party, they got some third-party marketing deals where they're doing XYZ, right? Like, I know that stuff, but I'm genuinely excited to play COD, right? With the Indiana Jones announcement, right? Now, granted, there are Indiana Jones fans out there. There are. I'm not disputing that. I enjoy the movies, right? I never really played too many. Only Indiana Jones game I played was on PS2. I forgot the name of that game too. That's the one I remember playing. But I enjoy those movies, right? When it comes to this Indiana Jones announcement, I'm curious to know how many people are just excited. Because I see a lot of people talking about, oh, well, it's not coming to PlayStation. Is it coming to PlayStation? It's not going. It's Xbox only. Xbox PC. Like, anytime, and this is like the problem with Xbox, right? When games come out, there's always this doubt. There's always this wonder. This what if. It's almost like a panic with some of these dudes. And they're never really excited for the game because they're panicking about where the game can or cannot be played. And panicking is not the right word. I won't say panicking. They're not panicking. They're more curious or more. They want to know more about where the game can or cannot be played as opposed to be excited for the game. Who's really excited for Indiana Jones? That was my question on Twitter. Because whenever a game is coming out for Xbox or a game gets announced, it's like, oh, well, is this going to be on here? Is it going to be there? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? And that's the issue, right? Which is why, to this day, I wish Xbox would have maintained their stance. Yo, Link, man, appreciate the super chat, bro. Shout out to my guy Persona for speaking the truth. Yo, Link, you already know, bro. Appreciate you, man. That's my issue, right? Because whenever something gets announced by Xbox, it's always this doubt or there's this fear that it's not going to be it's not going to be only playable on Xbox and really Xbox and PC because every game is going to PC. So it's like there's always this fear, like, oh, is it going to PlayStation? Is it not going? It shouldn't go. Is it? It's just like no one is just genuine. And when I say no one, I'm only speaking to the social media people. I'm not really speaking about the entire world. But a lot of people are not just genuinely excited about Xbox announcements with games. Because it's always the semantics. It's always the backroom dealings of how, what's going on here, what's going on there. It's like, yo, who is just excited for Indiana Jones? Now, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not that excited because I've played Uncharted. So, I've played Indiana I've played Indiana Jones already, right? Just jokes, guys. Relax. Just jokes. I'm not too excited because, again, who it's being made by, Bethesda. A lot of stuff Bethesda makes. Like, and listen, this is coming from someone that's going to buy Deathloop because Deathloop looks pretty interesting to me. the jury's still out on this Indiana Jones game. I need to see more. But as of right, yo, Chuck, what's good, bro? Jose, what's good, man? As of right now, I'm good. I'm not too impressed. You know, you show me the hat and the whip. All right. I'm cool. I'm cool. Right? One, because it's Bethesda. Two, because I need to see more. I need more of. I need some more visuals. Right? When it comes to Bethesda, I need to see a lot more before I get on board, man. When it comes to Bethesda, I need to see a lot more before I'm on board, because I'm good. Yo, Rob, what's good, man? Man, who cares about Indiana Jones? Just give me a new Uncharted starring Chloe. Nah, if they do make a new Uncharted, it's gonna be. I would hope it would be their daughter. That'd be dope. My love for Indiana Jones stopped at the movies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my enjoyment of Indiana Jones is definitely the movies, and you know that's really where I don't know, but that's not to say that this game doesn't have the potential to be dope. Like, it could be a really good game, and that's why I'm saying that for me personally, the jury's still out, because again, it's Bethesda. I'm cautious. I'm very, very cautious with Bethesda, man. Yo, up Chuck Gaming in the building, man. Appreciate you, bro. $5 super chat. LMAO Indiana Jones will be mid if Bethesda vacant. Hey yo, Chuck, man. Hey yo, Chuck. That's a fact, though. That's a fact. Listen, man, and maybe that's my bias towards Bethesda. Who knows? But let's talk about the last thing, right? And you guys know I saved the best for last. I saved the best. Well, I started with the best, which is Returnal, and these dates for these PlayStation games. That is the best, but the most entertaining I saved for last. And listen, every time I think I'm out of the game, and that game is talking about CD Projekt Red and Bethesda. I mean, CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk. They pull me right back in. Yo, listen, I tried to stay away, guys. I stayed away for like 2-3 weeks. I wasn't bothering them. I wasn't saying nothing about it no more. I was done because I got my money last week from PlayStation. Shout out to PlayStation, but round of applause for PlayStation, man. Round of applause to PlayStation, man, because PlayStation, they sent your boy his money back. Your boy got his 6531 for buying Cyberpunk 2077. PlayStation said, they said, Persona, we got you, bro. We got you, fam. We got you, man. We gonna make sure that you get your money, because we know that we don't know what we were thinking allowing this dog shit onto our platform. So we gonna give you your money back. And I said, thanks, PlayStation. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, so Cyberpunk, the co-founder, right? This is the co-founder. He released this video, and he also released a article explaining the roadmap to making Cyberpunk 2077 a game that people can enjoy and play. Yo, Andre 6K, what's good, bro? Right? So he pretty much goes into detail, and we're gonna watch this video because I'm gonna critique certain areas of it, because listen, man, we're gonna talk about it. But they lay down a roadmap of what you can expect. But yo, let's watch this video,
hey everyone,
man.
My name is Mark.
Let's watch this. I want to watch this video. I want us to watch this video together. I'm gonna stop it at certain points, and I'm gonna give my critique. Cool? Cool.
Marcin Iwiński, and I'm the co-founder of CD Projekt. When I started CD Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When CD Projekt Red, the game development part of CD Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2070...
See, let me stop you there. Let me stop you right there, right? He says, based off despite good reviews on PC, right? Because that was the only version you sent, right? That was the only version that you sent to reviewers because you knew that the console version was ass, right? Not in a playable state. You sent sent reviewers the PC version of the game. You made sure that they only use B-roll footage, and majority of the reviews for CD Projekt Red were the general consensus: buggy as hell, but still buy the game because it's fun. Buggy as hell, right? Why? Why the B-roll footage? Why only the PC version was sent out? Someone in and now look, I'm talking to upper management here, right? Because when it comes to the developers, and I'm talking about just the people that are coding and the artists and things like that, like this isn't their fault, right? It's not all their fault. A lot of this is upper management because upper management's decision making was ass and caused this. Workers and developers and artists or whatever, they have to follow what the manager says. So managers, upper managers, CEOs, execs, this is on them for not running a tighter ship. Let's continue.
27 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that.
I don't accept your like I said before, I don't accept the apology. I don't accept the apology. Because you knew. No apology. I don't accept no apology because you knew. You knew. Your actions prove that you knew because you only sent the PC version to reviewers despite you having a third-party marketing deal with Xbox. Why wouldn't you send the Xbox One X or Xbox Series X or S or whatever version of the game to reviewers? Because that's where you have the third-party marketing deal with. Why wouldn't you send that version? You have a third-party marketing deal with Xbox, but you're sending PC versions. Why? Because you knew. I do not accept your apology. I don't accept your apology, and I never will. I don't accept the apology. Let's continue.
Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. There is no way. There is no way that board members, execs, upper managers, mid-tier managers, and things like that are sitting in a boardroom, sitting in meetings, seeing this game being played out and saying, "Oh, we'll be able to fix this on a day 0, day 1 patch." There's no way. There's no way. No way. No way. I'm sorry. There's no way. If I'm a manager, if I'm a co-founder, a CEO, whatever, of a company, and I'm sitting, and now, granted, I understand there's deadlines and all these different things. Listen, I understand there's deadlines. They have to please the investors, and I understand all of those variables, right? It's not just black and white. It's a lot of variables here. There's a lot of variables, right? I understand that because I know somebody gonna come. Persona, well, they gotta please those CD Projekt Red defenders. Well, Persona, they gotta please the investors, and this and the investors, and they had to do it. They, all these excuses, and it's like, sometimes you have to make tough calls. Right? One of those tough calls is being like, look, investors, this is the state that the game is in. If we release now, it's not going to be good. And it's going to be a PR nightmare. And there will be a lot of money lost. My suggestion as the CEO and co-founder is give us more time and show examples. Because most investors, they don't give a fuck about the game, right? They care about the money. They care about their return on investment, right? Granted, show them why they need to be understanding of this situation. Like, look, if we put this out like this, it's going to be a PR nightmare. And now look, they put it out the way it was, and investors are doing a class action lawsuit. So it's still a lose-lose. So if you would have went to investors and said, we need more time, like 6 months, a year, whatever, right? You might have lost some investors. Like after this project, you might have lost some business, right? You still sold 13 million copies and all this other stuff and made a whole bunch of money and all this other stuff. You would have got more investors. You would have got more investors. You didn't care. You didn't care about the console version. Let's continue.
I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope. And I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption.
You are a developer, no? You put out Witcher 3 on consoles, no? You put out Witcher 2 on Xbox 360, yeah? You put out Witcher 3 on these same consoles where the game was still... Hold on. The game was still buggy, not as bad as Cyberpunk, like granted, but the game still had its hitches and stuff like that, even with Witcher 3 on consoles, right? With you creating this game, 8 years, mind you, 8 years, 8 years. With you creating this game for 8 years, you're going to sit here and tell me that you thought that you were going to be able to create this epic experience on PC and then scale down and scale down and scale down and scale down to hardware that can't even handle the game, right? So then let's talk. Okay, so let's take that scenario. You scaled the game down, right? You created this epic masterpiece on PC, which again, still buggy as hell on PC. So what really was being done? You make this epic masterpiece on PC, right? You scale it down, scale it down, scale it down, scale it down. Then you scale it down to the Xbox One and the PS4. Who play tested this at that point? Because once it's scaled down to that level, and again, listen, I ain't no fucking developer. I ain't gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how game development works because I ain't want to. I don't know, right? I'm asking and wondering once it was scaled down to that level, where was the testing being done? Once you saw the state the game was in, why was there no calls to cut the old gen versions and just make PS5 and Xbox Series S and X versions and PC? Make it a next gen only game. Why wasn't that call made? Because the game can't run. The game is running at 0 frames at times on base consoles. Why wasn't that call made? And that's a tough call. You got a lot of people that pre-ordered this game that are still on last gen consoles. Because it was the money. It was the money. All these pre-orders on PC, 49%, 51% pre-orders on PC, 49% on consoles. It was the money. They couldn't risk losing that much money. They couldn't risk losing that much money. It's always about money. Regardless of what anybody will tell you with all of these companies, and I'm talking PlayStation developers on down to whoever, it's money. Money is the driving factor within all of the industry. It's money. They got to make money because they got to make a living. They got to feed families. They got to keep the lights on. They got to pay their workers. It's money. Right? So when I see this, I question what care was put into the console version at all. What testing was done at all. Once you saw the state where it was in, why wasn't it canceled? Because of the money. CD Projekt Red still gets the monies. That's the money. Let's continue.
And things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give a concrete example, and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experienced while playing the game.
Wait a second. So you tested. So you did test. And it didn't show any of these issues? What? I don't know. I find that hard. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. But let's continue.
As we got closer to the final release, we saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of. At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. Expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
So when it comes to I don't I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I don't know why y'all put them on a pedestal, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I stand by that, right? Mistakes were made here. Clearly, he's conveyed that. Mistakes were made, right? The consequences and repercussions of those mistakes now are being reared. They're coming to the forefront. Nobody's safe, man. It's unacceptable. Now they got to make it right. We can expect a next-gen upgrade at the second half of 2021, which can be anywhere from August to December. So, we don't know, right? This is the timeline here with the roadmap. So we see that, there's 3 hot fixes on the way, 2 patches, the free DLCs, and then obviously the free next-gen upgrade. CD Projekt Red is going to have to do a lot of... They're going to have to look within their company structure. And they're really, really, really are going to have to... Because clearly their priorities are very all over the place, it seems like. Priorities are all over the place. They're going to have to look within on this company and really do some soul searching and fix up a lot of stuff here with how they do games. Because with the next game that they do, Witcher 4 or whatever the hell they do, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny and criticism. And there's going to be a lot of people, people aren't going to forget this. They're not going to forget this. And, people are so forgiving of stuff like this. And, oh, yeah, we forgive it. We understand. We get it. It's like, yo, I get that, but they still need to be held accountable and understand what was going, what they did. It's still an issue. Right? I'm going to be honest. I've washed my hands of Cyberpunk. One, the game is not on the PlayStation consoles anymore. And in the website here, they have a Q&A at the bottom. So they say, why is there such a gap between PC versions and on console? Blah, blah, blah. He talks about that. Didn't you test old consoles to keep tabs on the experience? We did. As it turned out, our testing did not show many of the issues you see experienced while playing the game. Listen, man. That's the one question. I really think they lying on that. I really think they bullshitting that answer, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's no either they tested it on next gen consoles or I don't know, man. Because I don't know that I just can't see how people are testing this game on a base PS4 and Xbox and didn't see any of these issues, man. I'm sorry, man. I can't see that, man. I cannot see that. I can't. Not at all. I feel like that answer, I think they're bullshitting on that answer, personally. There was a question about the PS4 version. We have since, I wanted to read that. You have free DLC. I don't give a fuck about no free DLC. When you expect the next gen versions? Are you making, when is the game? Okay, here we go. When is the game coming back to the PlayStation Store? Right. When is the game coming back to the PlayStation Store? And we're working on fixes and updates and are working with Sony to bring Cyberpunk back to PlayStation Store as soon as possible. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this game is going to touch the PlayStation Store until that next-gen update is out. I'm going to be honest. I don't see PlayStation putting this back in the store until those next-gen upgrades are out. That next-gen update, that next-gen patch needs to be there where... the PS4 and PS5 version is being put into that store. If it's only a PS4 version of this game being put into that store, it's an L, bruh. I'm not nah. You're gonna have to put that next gen patch is going to have to be out. Because I just can't see this PS4 version coming back and people on PS5 oh, Cyberpunk, let me buy it. Nah. Let me get that next gen patch. Then let me get that next gen patch, then we'll talk about getting you back on the store. Because you cost us money. You sent everybody to us talking about you can get a refund. I ain't forget that. PlayStation ain't forget that. PlayStation didn't forget that. You gonna have to work now. You really gonna have to work. Now you really gonna have to show me that you belong back on the PlayStation Store. I'm keeping it a stack, man. You got to show me. So yeah, that was am I missing anything? No, I don't think so. So yeah, that was that. That was the that was what Cyberpunk put out. That's what CD Projekt Red put out. I still think it's some bullshitting going on here with some of this stuff. I'll be honest with you. So, I don't know. I still smell hints of bullshit in his apology and in what he's saying about the development process and the testing. That's just me though, right? You know, who cares, right? Yeah, man. So the ultimate question again is does 2021 belong to PlayStation 5? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to, talk to you guys about a couple things. It's been a lot of craziness today when it comes to the news. But yeah, man, listen, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. Round of applause for the people in the chat. It was good having y'all here, man. Definitely good to have y'all here, man. Chop it up, talking some gaming. Six said, LOL, in a year, the game you bought will be playable. Yay, man, listen, sick. I got my money back. They ain't shit. We'll see about that getting bought. Eric the Beard said, I'd have more respect for him if he came out and admitted he's a greedy dingleberry. That's really what it, real talk, that's really what it is, man. It's just about the money. It's about the money. Like, we all know it. Like, it ain't like it's a secret. Like, we all know it's about the money, because look at what you were doing. Look at how you were acting. You put out only the PC version of the game and gave reviewers B-roll footage. It don't get more deceptive than that. Like, it don't get more deceptive than that, man. So let's not pretend that you didn't do that. That's what you did. Explain that. Why did you say that they only could use B-roll footage? You didn't answer that question. You didn't speak towards that. Why did you do that? Anyway, y'all know what Jim Ryan said.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Listen, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. But yo, man, I appreciate all y'all coming through. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Batter, Jamar Bates, Blackbeard, PlayStation 5, Andre 6K, the real McCoy, Emilio, East Gaming. Shout out to you, man. New here, man. Never seen you before. Yo, Zuni. Appreciate you. Sam Ash, Stardust, Sick Human TV, N Fury. Who else? Star Guardian. Eric the Beard, Igor, ISA, ZX the D, Stardust, Link, Upchuck Gaming. Who else? Quanvo, Rob, Jose. Who else, man? It was a lot of y'all in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the lurkers too, man. I know a lot of y'all I know it's quite a few of y'all that just come through and listen to the show. And kind of just, I don't know if you're taking care of your kids or you cooking or you driving home from work or shoot, some of y'all might be having sex while you listen. Hey, shout out to you, man. If you, can you imagine? Could you imagine, somebody somebody having sex while they listen to a podcast? That's pretty, I'm gonna try that. Hey, man, listen, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Reese the Beast, appreciate you, man. I appreciate y'all, man. This Saturday morning at 11 a.m. What's Up PlayStation podcast with my boy Bari. It's my turn to host this week. It's a pretty good week too, actually. I'm excited. So, I was nervous on Tuesday. I was like, I'm looking through news and I'm like, man, it ain't nothing substantial. But I think we got a good conversation. I think we got some really good conversational topics for me and Bari to talk about, right? Yo, Trap, man, appreciate you. Caution, appreciate you, man. Star Guardian, all of y'all. The Wreck, appreciate you, man. I think me and Bari got some good conversational topics to talk about this Saturday. I'm excited, especially with this CD Projekt Red stuff. I want to hear Bari thoughts on this, man. Like I like to hear Bari thoughts on when it comes to certain gaming topics in the community. I love to hear Bari thoughts, man, because Bari be going in, man, and yeah, I want to hear Bari's thoughts on this CD Projekt Red stuff, man. Yo, Black Frost, man, appreciate you coming through, man. Was lurking and driving from Florida. Okay, that's what's up, man. I hope I got you through your drive, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. Shout out to y'all. Please be safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Take a shower if you ain't taking no shower yet. And yo, man, listen, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Like, comment, subscribe, share the stream out. You know, y'all do me that favor, man. Can y'all do me a favor, right? Your boy trying to get to 2,000 subs, right? Hell, I'm trying to get to 3,000 subs by the end of this year, right? Let's think big. Pause, right? Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all share this stream out to Twitter or Facebook or whatever social media platform? Can you guys share the stream out for me? Yo, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you will share this stream out for me. Share it out with all your friends and on your social media platforms. Let me know. And be honest. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to share the stream out. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not going to share the stream out. Ooh. How many 2s I'm about to get? And listen, y'all be honest, man. I ain't going to be mad. I ain't gonna be mad. Put some 1s in the chat if you'll share the stream out. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not gonna share the stream out. Listen, be honest, guys. I want y'all to be honest. I won't be mad. I promise. I promise I'm not gonna be mad. Right? But yeah, man. I'm about to get up out of here. You guys be safe. 3, because I always share on Twitter. Hey, shout out to you, Omar. I appreciate you. 2, hoes. Hey, yo, shout out to David, man. David was honest, man. David said, yo, man, I ain't sharing shit. He said, I ain't sharing shit. Hoes is mad. Hey, man, I ain't mad at you, David, man. Appreciate you coming through anyway, man. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoy. Y'all be safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.